Imagine a summer that feels like it was stolen from a perfect coming-of-age movie. It's 1984, in a small Irish town called Knocknarea, just outside of Dublin. The sun is hot. The air smells like cut grass and red lemonade. And three 12-year-old children rule the local woods like kings and queens. They are Peter Savage, Jamie Rowan, and Adam Ryan. They are inseparable, running wild through the trees, believing that this golden season will last forever. But it doesn't. On an August afternoon, the three children run into the dark, flickering silence of the woods and don't come back. When the police search begins, they find only one of them. They find Adam Ryan, standing with his back pressed against a tree, his shoes filled with blood, gripping the bark so hard his fingernails break. He is terrified, catatonic, and he remembers absolutely nothing. Peter and Jamie are never found. They simply vanish, leaving Adam behind as the boy who survived something he cannot name. 20 years later, Adam Ryan is gone. In his place is Rob Ryan, a murder detective on the Dublin police force. He has buried his past deep, changed his name, and adopted a flawless English accent to distance himself from that terrified boy in the woods. He craves the truth, but his life is built on a lie. He has found a home of sorts with his partner, Cassie Maddox. Cassie is everything Rob isn't. She's grounded, tough, and deeply empathetic. Their partnership is more than just professional. They are soulmates in a world of crime scenes and cold coffee, finishing each other's sentences and sharing a bond that feels unbreakable. But the past has a way of clawing its way back to the surface. A call comes in. A body has been found. A 12-year-old girl, murdered and left on a sacrificial altar stone. The location is the archaeological dig site in Knocknarea. It is the exact same woods where Rob's friends vanished 2 decades ago. Rob knows he should recuse himself. He is emotionally compromised. He is a witness in a related cold case. But the pull is too strong. He convinces himself, and Cassie, that his secret knowledge of the woods makes him the perfect man for the job. They keep his true identity a secret from their superintendent, O'Kelly, and take the case. The victim is Katie Devlin, a talented, bright young girl who was destined for the Royal Ballet School. She was found with a head wound, suffocated, her body posed as if she were sleeping. It's a heartbreaking sight. As Rob and Cassie dig into the investigation, the town of Knocknarea feels claustrophobic. The woods are being torn up for a new motorway, a project that has the locals divided. Katie's father, Jonathan Devlin, is the face of the protest against the road. He's a man carrying a heavy weight, simmering with a quiet, desperate anger. The detectives enter the Devlin home, a place that feels submerged in grief and secrets. The mother, Margaret, is shattered. But it's the sisters who draw the most attention. There is Jessica, Katie's identical twin, who seems intellectually slower and deeply traumatized, moving through the house like a ghost. And there is the older sister, Rosalind. Rosalind is 18, beautiful and articulate. She seems to be the only one holding the family together, protective of her sisters and devoted to her parents. She latches onto Rob, trusting him, looking at him with wide, hopeful eyes. Rob finds himself drawn to her vulnerability, seeing her as a victim needing protection. As the investigation drags on, Rob begins to unravel. Being back in Knocknarea is tearing down his mental defenses. He stops sleeping. He drinks too much. He starts to recover fragments of memory, or perhaps they are hallucinations, from that day in 1984. He remembers a dark secret about Jonathan Devlin and his childhood friends, a gang rape that happened in those same woods years ago. He wonders if the violence of the past has birthed the violence of the present. The pressure opens a crack in Rob and Cassie's relationship. They are tired, wired, and scared. One night, seeking comfort in the chaos, they cross the line and sleep together. It is a desperate act that changes everything. Rob, terrified of the intimacy and the mess of his own psyche, pulls away. He freezes Cassie out, treating her with a cold, professional distance that breaks her heart. The perfect partnership begins to rot from the inside. Despite the internal chaos, the case breaks open. The clues point away from the motorway politics and toward the archaeological dig site itself. A young student working on the dig, Damien Donnelly, becomes the prime suspect. He's nervous, gentle, a boy who seems incapable of violence. But under relentless interrogation by Cassie and their colleague Sam, Damien cracks. He confesses to killing Katie. But the why is the true horror. Damien claims he did it for love. He was secretly seeing Rosalind Devlin. Rosalind had told him a horrific story, that her father, Jonathan, was sexually abusing the sisters, and that Katie, the golden child, was manipulating the father to hurt Rosalind and Jessica. Rosalind convinced Damien that the only way to save them, the only way to stop the abuse, was to get rid of Katie. Damien, blinded by a knight in shining armor complex and manipulated by Rosalind's tears, killed an innocent child, believing he was saving her sisters. Rob and Cassie realized the truth with sickening clarity. There was no abuse. The medical records are clean. Jonathan Devlin, for all his faults, never touched his daughters. Rosalind isn't a victim. She is a psychopath. She was jealous of Katie's talent and the attention she received. She spent months poisoning Katie to sabotage her ballet dreams. And when that didn't work, she manipulated a naive boy into committing murder for her. But they have a problem. Damien has confessed, but they have no physical evidence linking Rosalind to the crime. She is smart, cool, and untouchable. In a final, desperate gambit, Cassie agrees to wear a wire and confront Rosalind. It is a terrifying scene. Cassie walks into the lion's den, trying to trick Rosalind into a confession. But Rosalind is too sharp. She sees through the trap. She reveals that she knows Rob's secret, that he is the boy from the woods. And she taunts Cassie about Rob's betrayal of their friendship. However, in her arrogance, Rosalind slips. She admits enough about her manipulation of Damien, her hatred of Katie, and her lack of remorse to seal her fate. It isn't a clean confession, but it destroys her mask of innocence. The resolution is bleak. Damien is sentenced to life in prison, a broken boy who realizes too late he was a pawn. Rosalind, because of her age and the nature of the evidence, manages to secure a plea deal that gives her a suspended sentence. She walks away free, leaving a trail of destruction behind her. For Rob, the cost is absolute. His secret identity is revealed to his superiors. He is disgraced and removed from the murder squad. But the greater loss is Cassie. His inability to process his trauma, his cruelty in pushing her away after they slept together, and his obsession with the past have destroyed the one true connection he had. She transfers out, leaving him behind. Rob Ryan ends the story as he began it, alone. He visits the woods one last time as they are being bulldozed for the new motorway. The trees that held the secret of what happened to Peter and Jamie in 1984 are torn down, their roots exposed to the gray sky. The mystery of the missing children is never solved. Rob is left with his fragments of memory, a career in ruins, and the silence of a past that refuses to speak.